All right, I think I got it set up. See what it looks like over here. I know that's going to be loud. Let's see. How is everything looking? All right. Perfect. What is going on, everybody? Just getting comfy. Let's see. Welcome. Let me go ahead and hit a pause on this because it's going to distract me otherwise. Ground Fog is here. What's up? So Jason, normally team replay. All right, man. Glad you could catch one live. What's going on, Mark Curtis? We got Willie Everett's here. I do have something that I need to try to get handled while on here. Video's good. Excellent. Appreciate it. Yeah, the last time I was on here by myself, it was all like fish lensed and stuff. So I've got it pulled up right here. Happy to see that it's looking good. Sound 59. Uh-oh. Is 59 a good thing? I know 69 is a good thing, but Dale's here. What's going on, man? Excited. Hey, have you been spreading the word about the classes up there in Kentucky? You know, better make it happen. Let's see. Liberty Seeker, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Grant Tilley, what is going on, Scott? Good to see you, sir. What is good, everybody? William S., yes, sir. Howdy. What is going on with you guys, man? Let's see if I can get this sorted out. You guys keep throwing stuff up in the chat. I promise I can work at the same time, maybe. Just getting this pulled up here. Yeah, throw something at me, guys. I'm just here to hang out. Have a good time. Cleaning stuff and enjoying a frosty beverage. Man, sounds like a halfway decent time, you know? I've got my bubbler here with me, but it's not cold. It's lukewarm. Casey's Roadhouse, happy hump day. Hello, happy hump day to you as well. Hi Rex, doing my job for me as usual. Yeah, guys, go ahead, hit that like button. Make sure you do it. Let's see. Big dog. Yep. I knew I could count on you being here. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pull that up through here. Isn't being prepared part of the lifestyle? Yeah, you know, when it comes to certain things, you know. In fact, it's because I'm too prepared. I can't put my bubblers in the fridge at the house because we have so much food in it, you know? So it is what it is. Sorry, guys. Excellent. All right. T. Shanks, hello from New Hampshire. Hey, man, did you were up there for the fighting pistol class with Brian? I hope you had a good time, man. He said that it was a good class and everything like that. Nice save, yeah. Let's see. Way to call a homie. Yeah, I know, dude. Scott, I opened up a can of worms with you guys back in the day whenever I needed help getting my tire fixed on my motorcycle. I was like, yeah, go ahead, give me shit for it. So now Scott's he's just never stopped giving me shit. He just has found new things to give me shit about, which is fine because it keeps me on my toes, keeps me honest. Ed Salio, aka Wall to Wall and Treetop Tall. Yeah, I am not really old. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Your responsibility to be ready for the live stream. Dude, I'll tell you, man. I think I'm getting it, and then I just relapse and completely space on doing it. Yeah, pushing me to be a better me. Yep, I appreciate it, man. You're the only one I can count on. Obi-Wan. But yeah, guys. So what I'm working on right now in the in the text. Let's see. The class was incredible, and Brian was a top-notch instructor. Yeah, if you haven't trained with Brian before over there at 3R Operations, oh, Kevin was in the class as well. Brian is great. I have the high ground. I've had the privilege of taking one of his classes. I did the every night pistol. Very good class. Brian is a good instructor. Um, it's just we wouldn't let someone teach fighting pistol if they weren't, right? So we've done this twice now up there in New Hampshire. Both times, every student has had a good time with him. We've had some rave reviews, as they say. So excellent. Glad that it worked out. Bubbly water. I'll have to look for it. Yeah, dude. This is my new air fryer. You know how like after you get an air fryer, you just tell everybody how awesome air fryers are. Um, so if you are looking for a way of cutting out energy drinks, which is what I was doing, the bubbler's the way to go. It's just got a bunch of natural caffeine in it, and then a whole bunch of like B vitamins and stuff. So if you're trying to cut out monsters or Red Bulls or whatnot, this is a good placebo placeholder thingy. I need to train with Brian mostly so I'd screw with him and his fancy Toyota. Yeah. So it's kind of like CrossFit. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Brian helped me fix some little things at Fighting Pistol a while back. Good dude. Yeah, Brian's great. And I mean, even outside of the 3R operations and stuff, and then of course working with us, he's been teaching for a long time, just due to the nature of his job and stuff like that. So, I mean, he's a good instructor. I'm getting a bubbly water maker so I can carbonate coffee as my coworkers. Carbonate your bean soup. Yes, excellent. So anyway, what I'm working on in trying to get a link sent to me here, and maybe one of you guys have it. Scott, you actually might have it, and if you do, you could try to email, or actually you could probably post it, and I bet I could pin it. But as you guys know, Isaac Demarest is our good buddy, and he's looking to get nominated for the NRA Board of Directors again. He lost his re-election a little while ago, but he's trying to get back on it. So there's a petition from the NRA that we can fill out. So Scott, you got that? If you can get that posted in here, I'm going to pin it so everybody can see it. The long and short of it is, when you've got a second, stop listening to me as soon as we get this link. Stop listening to me and fill out that petition. It goes a long way in helping Isaac with these next steps to get him back on the board. If you guys don't know, while Isaac was on the board, he was able to convince a few of the other board members to start carrying more regularly, or maybe all the time. I'm not 100% on the specifics. I don't want to put words in his mouth and stuff like that, or get anybody in trouble, right? But he was able to help convince them, and he was really making headway in making them more aware of us. Like the NRA, they do a lot for 2A, but do I wish they cared as much about us as they do the hunters and the sportsmen and stuff like that? Like, yeah, absolutely. And Isaac was our guy to getting that stuff done. So I'm going to get that link in here one way or the other, and as soon as I do, if you guys could help us out getting that filled out. Outside of that, another story that he's told on live streams before and in the videos that we've done is when that force on force training ammo, the simunition ban was coming up, or like you couldn't buy from imported companies or something like that. He made the board aware of that. Like they had no idea that was an issue that we were facing, and he made them aware of it. Like he was the one who brought it up. And I mean, we need people like that. We need them in there. As silly as it is, you got to be the change you want to see. So we gotta vote for people like him into there. I prefer leaf water over bean water. Gross. If you pass through Binghamton, New York, on the way to New Hampshire, get off Old Exit 6 and hang a right. About a mile up on the right, there's a place to eat. Spidal and Rib Pit. Get yourself a Spidey. Dude, you do not have to convince me to try to get some food. Let me see. Can I pin this? Yes, I can. Perfect. Excellent. So, guys, I got that link pinned. When you get a second, go ahead, fill that bad boy out. You had to go shorten it. Well, look at you, little hacker guy over there, hacker man. The other day, I had to run command prompt to fix reformat a flash drive. I don't know. I am a nerd, but I'm not that kind of nerd. Like, I don't know shit about computers or anything like that. Shelton was the one who always did that stuff. But anyway, I had to run like the command prompt to reformat this thumb drive. I never felt cooler. and I've shot guns out of a helicopter before. Let's see, just got a robo text from NAGR when you started talking about the NRA. Yeah. Hey, man. But yeah, so that's that, guys. Go fill that out. Isaac's great. I could talk a whole bunch about it. And he had mentioned jumping in to answer questions and stuff like that. But if he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't, no big deal there. Shelton's still kicking around. Ain't seen proof of life from him in a while. Yeah, so Shelton has moved on and gotten a real person job. So yeah, that's why Dakota has started helping us out with the editing and stuff like that. But yeah, Shelton's still alive and well. From what I know, I saw him on July 4th. So, damn. Yeah, I guess it was July 4th. That's the last. I used to tell people all the time, like, if it wasn't for work, Shelton wouldn't hang out with me. So, but yeah, no, he's good. I can get into command prompt on the work computer, but I can fix the clocks on them. Nice. Excellent. All right. So, what do you guys have going on? What did you want to talk about tonight? I don't really have anything necessarily. I did think of something earlier, and I was like, oh, that's a good topic for the live stream, but I've completely forgotten about it. Because I'm pretty sure it is because I told him to get pepper sprayed. You're right. That was when it started. It was all downhill from there. That's funny. But yeah, shit. What was I going to talk about? It kind of pertained to what we talked about last week when oh man, it was about I know we were talking about cops training last week, but in this kind of fit into that same bill. I say, damn it, Shelton at work and get funny looks, dude. It sneaks in there. I'm sure most of you can relate to this in some way, shape, or form, but like the lingo and like the turns of phrases that we all use across these in these classes and stuff, it just sneaks into it, man. And I say things in front of my friends who don't train or who aren't as involved in guns and stuff like that, martial lifestyle, and yeah, I always get the blank look. It happens, but it's funny to me, so that's why I say it. Talk about teaching and low light stuff. Yes, yeah. Shit, man, make damn it Shelton great again. Yeah, no, I mean it had something to do with. It doesn't matter. I mean, fuck, yeah, we can talk about teaching. I didn't teach. I say things I've heard from Jay and Tim, and people always think it's hilarious. Yeah, you can always sneak in a good Timonism and get some laughs, whether people know what you're talking about or not, because we all laugh at Tim when he says it, and we don't know what he's talking about. So, but speaking of Tim, I didn't teach, but today, Tim did a private class for a group of friends from one of our alumni. I don't know how much information that he would want me to share, but anyway, so these were guys who work in Nashville and stuff like that, and they've plinked on the range and so on and so forth, but they hadn't had any training. And so, our alumni was like, hey, you guys got to fix that. They were only able to do one day. Tim got everything, all the range stuff done from fighting pistol, and everybody had a good time and stuff like that. But yeah, they got a warning text before they showed up to work with Tim. And it's, of course, one of them was left-handed. And so, of course, Tim hits them with, oh, well, left-handed people should have been smothered at birth. And, they all cut up laughing. And one of the guys was like, oh, yeah, we had our warning about you, sir. Yep. Let's see. What? I don't know. I haven't. Let's see. The last time I taught a class was when Aki was down here from Japan, and it was. So I talked a little bit about that on the live streams already. So maybe you guys chime in if you have a similar story to this. But what I found very interesting, and Garrett, you might have something. I found interesting working with him from Japan. This was his first trip to America, and he's doing the Army Reserve thing over there and stuff like that. So that's why he wanted to come and get some training. And he found us from a Lumens versus Candela. He found us actually from another Japanese alumni that we have who came down and did the SUT, our contractor class, and did a video review for that. And I meant to ask him, I'll have to send him an email so I could get the link. Not that I would know what was going on, but I'd be interested to see if like YouTube would subtitle it for me. But anyway, so he found us that way. He came down here, he took some classes and everything. And what was interesting to me is he did a lot of airsoft over in Japan. And his mechanics were squared away. We had to work on his grip a little bit because there's a big difference between shooting an airsoft gun and an actual gun. And so, I had to give him the old, like, how hard do you think how hard are you squeezing the gun? Okay, now let me show you how hard you should be, so on and so forth. But the dude had never shot a pistol, had nothing but airsoft under his belt, and like as far as like running the gun, like mechanic wise, and I don't know if he watched our videos or if he was just a good student, but I mean, I would tell him to do something like, insert the mag and rack it. And a lot of the times, especially with guys who do that more like gamey side of things, airsoft, they have a hard time with like dropping the mag first, so on and so forth. He fucking crushed it. And so it made me think, going back to Andrew just did his block. I can't remember if it was this year or last year. I think it was this year, where he talked about using airsoft to enhance your training. And that was just like it was a poster child for what Andrew talks about. It was very, very interesting. And I can't talk about Lumens versus Candela because I don't know enough about I don't know enough about either one of them. All that stuff that I've ever heard in like those Olight classes, I need to go back to my books and review them for sure. And people say they can't make living, living a couple hours away. Yeah. I mean, I know Kayla and I talked about it last week. We had some students in here over the weekend who, like one dude, he was trying to sign up for a fighting pistol last weekend, this past weekend. And he couldn't get it to work on the website for whatever reason. So he's KC Mo over there in Kansas City, Missouri. He says, fuck it. I've got time. I never have the time to take a class. I'm just going to drive down there and hope they let me in the class. So drove 8 hours overnight, showed up here wanting to take fighting pistol. And I had to inform him that the fighting pistol on the calendar was actually in New Hampshire. But luckily, we had the immediate action medical going on. So he just jumped right into that medical class. And we had a very similar conversation. Like this dude with nothing to go on other than hopes and dreams, drove 8 hours overnight and jumped into a class. It's like, but the people in Nashville want us to go to Royal Range. Fighting Pistol, November 8th and 9th, if you are all interested. Yes, if you guys are interested in taking a comfy Fighting Pistol class, November's a good time to do so. And I want to say we've already gotten some signups for that class. Like, I know Garrett, obviously. But yeah, that class is already shaping up to be a good group of people. So if you're wanting to train in the fall, and you're tired of listening to us talk about how good Garrett shoots, then you want to see it for yourself, go ahead and jump in that pistol class. Yeah. So it looks like they figured that out for you, Grant. It was that T-Rex video. Yep. Yeah, dude. It was very interesting, man. I, I have I would I didn't pick his brain enough about it because I felt bad because it was him and let's see, and he was here for fighting pistol, then he stayed in the team room and took fighting rifle afterwards. Um, oh, 1 second, guys. So, but he was from Japan, and there was only one student in each class with him, and in fighting rifle, it was actually Kevin. So anyway, we were just pestering him with questions the whole time. Like classic. I'm a giant nerd, so I wanted to talk about like anime and manga and stuff. But anyway, so it got to the point of where I was like, okay, maybe we should lay off of Aki, stop, pestering him with so many questions. But I kind of wish I would have like asked more about like what does your practice look like at home? Like when you do the airsoft stuff, are you going somewhere and just playing airsoft? Are you at home with an airsoft gun? Are you practicing these manipulations and stuff like that? Because he was fucking smooth, man. Yeah, definitely by the end of fighting pistol, I mean, he was running the hell out of that gun. And same thing by the end of fighting rifle. The only issue that he had in fighting rifle, like any of us would, is he had never shot an AK and he was using our rental gear. All of our rental gear rifles are AKs. So he definitely he struggled with the AK reloading or loading. And so yeah, but I bet if I had handed him like an AR style, that I bet he would have been crushing it as well. Let's see. Be there to learn from the epic Joey. Hey, every so often, I'll say something that's worth writing down. I should retake so everyone is focused on how good Garrett shoots instead of how bad I do. Well, what you do is, take it with one hand. So then, if you do poorly, you can always just blame it on being on one hand. And don't tell people if it's your strong hand or your offhand, because if you do really bad, you can always fall onto the offhand excuse, even if you're doing you get what I'm saying. And when that fails, you can just talk about your sights being off or, someone sneak blasting you, so on and so forth. Guys, I'll tell you what, you know what? I'm going to talk about this because I'm excited about it. Let's see. Next week, we will be heading out to Bastrop. I do have to say, I don't know if it's from the live streams. I don't know if it's from the few posts that we've made about it on the social media. But if it's from these live streams, I appreciate you guys showing up out there in Texas. Bastrop is you guys are showing out. I love it. I appreciate it. Same thing. Florida really took off in these last few weeks. So we have a very good turnout for both of the pistol classes down there. The advanced class is a little bit smaller. That's not a big deal, though. It always happens that way. It's on a weekday, so on and so forth. But I am so excited to get back on the road. I mean, I love the travel part of this stuff. Ryan's going to be out there in Bastrop, your son will be in the class. It's going to be a good time. You're going to have me and Tim out there, as well as Frank. Frank is actually flying in, and I know he's going out to Texas with us just to hang out on the range. He has something going on in Texas around the same time, so I think he's just looking for a place to crash and stuff like that. So Frank will be out there. I mean, this is going to be a good time for sure. It's always a good time, but me, Tim, Frank, I mean, that's like the dream team right there. And I think, I'm not 100%, but Frank may also be going to the Florida classes, but I'm not 100% on that one. But anyway, I'm so excited to I love Bastrop, one of my favorite places to go to. It's tough to beat Kuna. Kuna is my absolute favorite. But like James said, whenever I first went on the road with James, our first class out in Bastrop was actually James's favorite place to teach on the road because he said it felt like teaching at home because it's right there in Russ's backyard pretty much, and no one's there to mess with you. We're just shooting into a hill and having a good time. But man, I've been missing being on the road. Camden is your favorite, yeah? I do like our setup here in Camden. It's what I'm used to, so I do appreciate the convenience that we have here. But man, sometimes I just gotta sleep in a Holiday Inn Express every once in a while. Francisco, what's going on, man? Hello, hello. So, Francisco, if you're just showing up, I'm not going to beat you over the head with it, but there's a link that I've pinned at the top of this thing. It's to fill out a petition to get one of our alumni on the board of directors out there in up for NRA. Sorry, I started reading other other comments, but hey, man, if you felt like doing a favor to one of our alumni and you wanted to fill out that petition on behalf of Isaac Demarest, that'd be very, very kind of you, sir. Tucson, Arizona misses you. Yeah, man, I do want to come back out to Tucson. I don't know if it was you who sent the email, but we have gotten an email from somebody about some Arizona classes, about a new host out there. And in fact, there's actually someone who has sent 2 emails now, and I just keep forgetting. I've replied back to him, guys. So hold on. Don't assume I didn't reply. But I haven't like followed through on reaching out to the person that he wants me to connect with. I believe I want to say it's out there in California. We might have a California range come next year. Best Western is better, dude. I don't know. I've heard about our Best Western. I've heard a lot of good things about the waffles. I still haven't made it. I haven't snuck in there for the waffles yet. But I have no doubt that they're better than the cinnamon rolls. I will say this: everybody freaks out about the Holiday Inn Express cinnamon rolls, and while they are good, maybe they're a little overrated. Holiday Inn Express cinnamon rolls, they can be hit or miss. It depends. Sometimes they're super dry and awful. When you get them fresh, I guess it's not too bad, but yeah, I'm not a fan of it, man. And I love sweets in the morning, but they're too much for me. All the cool shit is in near Bastrop. Texas Chainsaw Massacre gift shop, gas station is fine. Yeah, dude, we drive by it all the time. Let's see. Do we need a membership ID number? I believe you will. I can't remember if I put mine in or not. I've got terrible memory, but I would assume so. Yeah. No, not for the petition, I don't think. Shit, I can't remember. What did I fill out where I put the number in? Anyway, maybe. I vote that the NRA board is decided by force on force. Dude, if that was the case, then yeah, I think Isaac would be I don't know. What it's not, he'd be president of it, He'd be super president. Yeah, because I was actually I was going through some videos I was going through some old videos looking for something to post on the social media, just so people don't forget about us. And I got back to last year's alumni where we were getting tased. And not to toot my own horn, but I did pretty good getting tased, I did all right. I wasn't screaming and freaking out and stuff like that. But what I will say is when Isaac got tased, he had a force-on-force gun in his hand and was able to, shoot the target while getting tased. I don't know if I could have done that. So yeah, I think that if we're doing force-on-force stuff, I think Isaac's got the rest of the board beat for sure. And Ryan's chiming in, yes, you will need a membership ID number. Absolutely. That nice lady that makes the waffles is half of what makes them great. Absolutely. Let's see. Finished the Rangemaster Tom Givens instructor classes in Nashville. Best Western breakfast is great. Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I've never stayed on at a Best Western on the road. James was like Holiday Inn Express, and I just have kept that going. I've kept that going all the time. You can also rent a cabin there. Are we talking about the Chainsaw Massacre thing? Yeah, man. It is very cool. Bastrop's a cool little town, man, and it's not that far away from if there's one of the big cities is 30 minutes away. I remember that because I'm a homebody when I'm on the road. I like to be in the hotel room. If I'm not teaching, it's yep, I'm just gonna hang out in here and in my underoos and I'm good. But Lewis is not like that. So One of the times where Lewis was able to convince me, drag me out of the hotel room because we had a day or two to kill between classes. Whatever town was next to Bastrop, one of the bigger towns, we had a very good time just walking the strip out there. Ubered in, all that good stuff. Finish the so when you say so to go back to what you were talking, well, Francisco, yes, Tim is coming to Florida. Tim will be down there. In fact, Tim will be in Florida for a little bit longer. He's going to stay down there and visit family. So but yes, he'll be there helping teach the classes for sure. William S has got one person down for a class in Oklahoma. Hey man, almost there. You get a few more and we'll be there. But so when you say you finished the Tom Givens instructor classes in Nashville, does that mean that you finished like that last one? Because I know you've already had, the beginner or whatever, the intro instructor, then the advanced masters, and whatever his final one is. Is that the one that you just finished up? Lightning Laboratory next year. Yeah, dude, I could definitely get tased again. That wouldn't be a problem. It sucked, but it's over so quick. It's everybody here who's been tased, who was talking about it in the chat before Shelton and I tried doing that last year. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I would take tasing 100 times out of 100 over over the pepper spray stuff. I didn't even get pepper spray. Videoed that for Isaac, but didn't see it posted, so I hope I didn't fuck it up. No, no, you didn't fuck it up. If I was supposed to post it, that's on me. I completely dropped the ball on it. If that was supposed to be up on the interwebs, I didn't know if it was supposed to be or not. La Quinta is Spanish for next to Denny's. Yeah. Putting pants on and going outside is overrated. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Like Lewis and them used to pick on me all the time, like why, like going to bed at like 8:30 and stuff like that, or being in the hotel room by 8:30. Like I am in there, whether I'm asleep or not, but I'm in the bed by 8:30, and it's like I don't get to do that ever. Like I never get to just sit around in bed at 8:30. I got shit to do. So the only time I get to do that is on the road. Got to bring some Cubans, dude. So I went to the range this morning to help Tim get set up for that private training that he was doing today, and he is already talking about Cuban sandwiches and stuff. Though I do have to admit, I'm pretty excited. Like, I haven't had a good Cuban apparently. There's a spot somewhere in Tennessee that he does like, that he has rode motorcycles with other people to go and get those Cubans with, but he's never done it with me. So here we go. I'm going down to Florida, going to Titusville. Somewhere near there's a spot that he gets good Cubans from, because he always tells that story about how he made James eat a Cuban for the first time. And I'm getting me a gosh dang Cuban sandwich. The last one, professional. It was a great time. Lectures were great. So much information. Very cool. Excellent. Yeah, man, I'd love to pick your brain about that. Of course, I've only had the first one. I haven't had the advanced or the masters or anything like that. I'd be very, very curious about your how that last one went. I'm sure you're going to have a AAR up in the alumni page, or you might already have it there. Let's see. If you can't leave your house without pants, you need to move, right? Let's see. It's in Savannah, Tennessee, I think. I think so as well. There you go, Tyler. Because I think it was Dylan who told Tim about it. Has anyone bent a Glock connector dry practicing? I fix it and it eventually goes back again. No, I have never done that. Now, albeit I don't do as much dry practice as I should. So there's something to that. But that sounds like you were manhandling that gun, or you were doing something wrong. Or you're doing something right. You're just doing it a whole bunch. Never had a class with me, man. Well, don't get too excited. No, I have a good time, man. I really enjoy teaching. I tell people all the time at the start of the classes, teaching is my favorite thing to do. I can't imagine doing anything else. I can't imagine doing anything else at this point, like heaven forbid, like the doors shut for tactical response tomorrow, I don't know what I would do, man. I'd have to try to figure out a way to teach someone something. I really, really enjoy it. So, very, very excited to get on the road and hang out with you guys for sure. It's a lot of fun, and I think I told this story whenever Andrew and I did his live stream, but like I never thought about becoming an instructor. For years I worked at the company, but I was doing the administrative stuff. I was helping Marilyn out, phone calls and emails and errands and stuff like that. And I never tried to become an instructor because I didn't think I would be good at it. And fucking here we are. Now I don't care if I'm good at it or not because I like doing it so much. Let's see. Garrett says, awesome. I have the AAR up, but I'll be down in November and we can talk about it, or low light, or anything you want. I'll bring coffee for sure. And I'll definitely be hitting you back up on that email. I really appreciate you sending that our way, man. And I definitely have some things I'll run by you. We road tripped it from Memphis and it was a worthwhile trip. Hell yeah. HK VP9. Anybody got thoughts on it? Yeah, I mean, I haven't. I think we've had a few come through class and like nothing major. I will say, actually, I take that back. And I don't know if it was the VP9. I do know that we just had recently, within the past few months, had somebody fly out from California, big HK fan, and he was here for like 2 weeks. And he did like way of the pistol and way of the rifle or something like that. But anyway, long story short, within those 2 weeks, by the end of it, he was having some issues out of the gun. Now, I don't know if that was lack of TLC on his part or what, like at the end of each day, we tell students, hey, make sure your guns are cleaned and lubed. At the very least, throw some lube on them, so on and so forth. I don't know how much he was following that. So anyway, other than that one time, which fuck, I mean, if you're not cleaning and lubing your Glock after 2 weeks of shooting it, you might run into some problems too, So that's about all I got for you as far as the HK stuff goes. Cuban sandwich and Cuban coffee. There's a park just down the road. Hell yeah. If you bent it once, you need to replace it once they get too easy to bend again. When I hear Cuban sandwich, I think of cigars. Yeah, I guess it's because of the Cuban gets thrown in there. I can teach you how to operate a overhead crane. Then you can teach all the new guys because I hate it. Hey man, bring it on. Do I get to yell fight? I'll figure that. I'll figure out where to yell fight at. But listen, there's my backup plan right there. Where you live, Mark? How far do I have to relocate? It could be the trigger bar. It's slipping past the connector and bends the frame, but it doesn't look like that, Warren. You are a great instructor. Oh, thanks, Garrett. No, you ain't got to do all that. I wasn't looking for compliments or nothing like that. I was fishing and I just reeled them in. No, I appreciate it, man. The VP9 is indeed a pistol. Yeah. Sometimes that's how I feel in when people start asking gear questions, man. Like speaking of going through videos the other day, it was from SHOT Show 2 years ago now. We were at Beretta's range day, and Lewis did a video where he's shooting it was right after the 1301 Mod 2s came out, and he's shooting it, and he's like, whoo, like yeah, like fucking digging it and stuff. And then it's a video of me shooting it a bunch, and then I'm like, yep, that's a shotgun, all right. So they're great guns. They're very cool. I did have fun shooting it, but I just like, man, at the end of the day, sometimes I'm like, that's a fucking gun. VP9 took a massive shit in vehicle tactics. There you go. Dead gun. Customer service knew a batch was bad and wouldn't fix it. It was the big pin and the frame blew out. Damn. First round of second drill. Damn. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go, man. What, you're supposed to clean Glocks? Damn, I failed. It's been like 5,000 plus rounds since last cleaning. Yeah, well, maybe I don't mean clean it, but if you don't throw some lube on it after 2 weeks, right? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just making excuses. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. The 5K is like a weekend for him, huh? Audio. Later. Yep, we'll see you, dude. We'll see you, Will. Let's see. What am I missing here? Jason says thanks, no problem. You can yell anything you want from the crane. No one cares. Well, I guess, yeah, whenever you're operating heavy machinery, you kind of get to say whatever you want. Jefferson, Indiana, aka North Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You want us to tell you if you're crazy? I mean, yeah, I do. If I'm saying crazy shit, feel free to call me out on it. I mean, listen, Dylan, whenever I was talking about Northeast and someone brought up fucking Detroit, I was like, oh yeah, you're up in the Northeast. Like, what? Yeah. So, and he called me out on that. So please do. I'd rather you guys call me out than me, look like an idiot in front of people who don't like me. Let's see. I'll be putting an HK through Hell Week coming up in Texas. you'll probably you'll probably be okay. Yeah, yeah. It'll be fine for just those 4 days for sure. Looking forward to Fighting Pistol and Advanced Fighting Pistol. Always want to learn. Man, I'm stoked to have you come through. Though you've already done it left-handed. I know you made a comment about that earlier about you did okay with your left hand in Fighting Pistol already. So, um, yeah, I'm. Are you just going full circle? You're just going to run it two hands and crush it? Two hands and I would tell you to shoot. I was like, just shoot really fast. But then I was like, no, we're going to have new students in the class. And then they're going to hear Garrett shooting like that. And then they're going to think they should be shooting like that. So Camden Clay. Oh, sorry, Fabio. I missed that one. Where was that one at? I missed it. Where was it? Where'd it go? I can't find it. Camden Clay is some hell though. Definitely back in the day, man, when we used to teach out at the sand pits, like for contractor classes, and I might have said this on the live stream. I feel like I did not too long ago, but when Heather and I were moving and everything like that. Hey, speaking of Brian crushing a fighting pistol class, there he is. That's 3R Operations. Brian, we've already had 2 of your alumni from the class in the live stream talking about how much of a good time they had. So good work, man. Not that I was surprised to hear it or anything like that, but yeah, the sand pits were very fun to train in. But so after we moved into our new house, I mean, I took contractor years ago. It would have been 2017. I grabbed a bag and it's still like I cannot get all of I have not gotten rid of all of the sand from the sand pits out of that gear that I used in that class. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah, clay, yeah, the clay is definitely a bitch on guns for sure. Let's see. Adam Hall is oh, and I'm excited for you to come through advanced again, Garrett. We're gonna have a good time there too. I'm still bitter about HK. This is from Adam. HK's comments in Recoil magazine like 15 years ago. I stay salty like that about stuff. So, hey, sometimes people talk about not holding grudges. Nah, hold that grudge. Sometimes like someone's got to do it. So no judgment here. Let's see. I've taken fighting pistol twice. I guess when I take it with my middle kid, I'll have to do it one-handed. Yeah, you should. It's funny because we make it into a joke and stuff like that. Like, oh, third time taking the class, you got to do it one-handed. Fourth time, you got to do it off-handed. So on and so forth. But it is actually like a massive learning experience. I mean, you gotta train your grip strength by holding on to the past. I fucking dig that, D-Walt. That was really funny. It got me real good. But like, think about all of the one-handed practice you've done. For most people, you're gonna exceed that by at least a whole lot if you come and take fighting pistol in 2 days, with doing all that stuff one-handed. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. If you've done your practicing with your 2 hands the way that you're supposed to and stuff, not that classes ever really get boring or anything like that, but if you've gotten to that point of where it's like, especially if you're retaking a class, right, for the 3rd time, you could find yourself, what's the phoning it in, right? So you swap to that one hand only kind of stuff, man, I mean, it's like a whole new class. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good learning experience for sure. It's going to be my fourth time taking fighting pistol and first time advanced. Excellent. Glad to hear it, man. So that's the problem with the mobile classes, and especially with us having not been in Florida for what, like 3 years now. I'm always like, it's always so hard to decide what to bring. And of course, if I ask students out there, like I was reaching out to Mike for the PA classes next year, which those aren't on the books yet, but we have a semi locked in date in May, right after the New Jersey shotgun class. But anyway, so I was talking to him about it. When you ask the students, it's like of course, they want the stuff like vehicle tactics or force on force or, sniper basics. And it's like, those are so hard, so hard to do on the road. I get it. Those are fun classes. But so anyway, with that being said, it's like when we go on the road, it's all right, we're going to do pistol and advanced pistol. Next year we'll do rifle and advanced rifle. Maybe we'll swap it up and we'll do something like, pistol, then rifle, then advanced rifle. Or, out in Cuna one year we did pistol and medical on the same day. So all of the fighting pistol alumni who had it 3 or 4 times, they got to jump into something new while they talked all their buddies into signing up for fighting pistol. And that ended up working out pretty well. So just some things like that. It's tough on the road. So not surprised to hear that you're taking it for the 4th time out there in Florida. James always said HK made good guns, but not a company he would give his money to. Okay, very interesting. Yep. Well, that's great to hear. Open-minded, hardworking students make teaching even more fun. Yes. Yeah, the students definitely, as far as, and you guys know this, but anybody who teaches, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, as far as having some students who are like obvious, like want to be there, are picking up what you're putting down, enjoying the flow of the class and stuff like that. I mean, that's like half the charm of teaching right there. Support hand only fighting pistol is a great time. Learned a ton, but so much practice and learning about support hand shooting. Yeah, dude. And especially when you're running an optic like we are, I guess I should say. But man, yeah, I mean, 2 days of support hand only tracking that red dot, because I've been doing the dot only recently, and I have been practicing a little bit because I want to do my due diligence. And I especially with my offhand, but anytime even with my strong hand, if I'm trying to push my speed, makes sense. I definitely have a hard time tracking my dot. Like that offhand, yeah. I mean, I have some practice. I have some practice to do, that's for sure. Fabio, that's right. Company policy. So this is from Martinez. What's going on, man? Company policy is shit, but the guns run. Worked in the German factory and saw how much testing they put into the products for the quality. I like them. Yeah. Let's see. Francisco, man, the fight would be awesome. It would be. And we have done the fight on the road before. We did it up in PA because we had an alumni up there who had a barn that he would just put up, tarp and stuff. And so we were able to do the scenarios in his barn pretty much. It's very hard. The people out in Cuna, they have been trying to figure this out for 3 years now. I mean, the last 3 years, every time I go, they say they want the fight, and every time it's like they're looking for somewhere. We couldn't get it locked in, and then it's like the range that we use, like we could do it there. We'd have to cover up some stuff, but it's like, man, if we got paint on something out there that is not supposed to have paint on it, like I would not want to do that to the range. Not only would it be a headache for us, but they've been very kind to us. They treat us well when we come out there, and man, if I drop the ball on something like that, I'd feel bad. So anyway, long story short, the fight's tough, but when we're done with these classes in Florida, remind me when I'm down there. Let's talk about it. If you guys, because this will be my first time at the facility, it might be something that I could bring up to the facility there. Tim hasn't mentioned them having like a area to do shoot house stuff, but if you guys know of anywhere where we could do that, like we don't have to go to Titusville to teach. If you have a range down there or a shoot house where we could do like a fighting pistol followed up with, I mean, the trifecta would be cool, right? Pistol, medical, and then the fight. I mean, I'm down for it. Red Dot Pistol, is there another class on the schedule? I don't have another one booked right now. I am currently working on the 2026 schedule, so I've gotten some more of that stuff done. I'm thinking if I'm going to do another one, because I've already got so much of the schedule done out to September, it won't be until fall of next year, most likely, which is fine with me because um, Andrew's place, you're right. Well, probably. I mean, Andrew does his airsoft stuff wherever he's at. So, um, yeah, fuck, Adam. Why? I don't know how I didn't think about that. Um, yeah, maybe I reach out to Andrew about getting the fight scheduled down there, or maybe I have talked to. Am I having? Is it just because I want to feel like I've already talked to him about it to make me look better? I can't remember. I feel like I have though. Anyway, not a bad idea. Good to see you also, Joey. Yep, yep. Excellent. Yeah, man, you don't pop up in these that often. Want to bring a friend next year to Camden to do fighting pistol. Bring it on, dude. Bring it on for sure. I was just telling these guys, I've talked about it the past couple of live streams, but we had a dude from Japan, and anytime we have anyone from overseas, uh, you know, come and train and stuff, like they're always asking about like, oh, do we, you know, anybody else from across the pond come and train and stuff like that. So bring it on, dude. Bring a friend for sure. Fabio, Joey just found out there is a private range. Walking distance from my house. No idea who owns it. Part of me wants to head over there, but also feel like it is private for a reason. Dude, what's the worst that'll happen? They're gonna shoot you? No, yeah, dude. I would well, first things first, you can do a little bit of internet sleuthing. Get on the Googles, see if anything pops up for you as a listing there. They might have if it's a if it's a quote unquote private range, like a membership range or something like that, or they're just not open to the public, but they do classes or something like that, you'll probably find something, some type of business name, business hours, or something like that. You could always try giving them a call. But just as well as I do, for the most part, you know, like if just go up there, man. Just go knock on the door. Just go up there and start shooting. And when you shoot better than them, then you own the range. I think that's how that works in Florida. If you shoot better than the people who own the range, then you get the range. So make it happen. He could probably help fill it up. Yeah, I have no doubt that he's probably got a bunch of people, especially after his airsoft stuff, who would be very interested in the force on force. It's in the Constitution, right? Absolutely. So, yeah, I think he could. Man, I could have sworn this is something that there's no way I haven't talked to Andrew about having the fight in Florida, but there's also, yeah, take that back. There is a way, and it's me being lazy. So anyway, when do you think you will post the 2026 schedule? So I have been working on it. I have and when I say working on it, I mean I have the classes laid out until the end of August on a piece of paper, and I have been adding them. So um, what I mean by that is I have all of the fighting pistols we're going to teach up until the end of August of next year. All of the medicals, all of the did I do medical? No, I did pistol, I did advanced pistol, I did way of the pistols. I did rifles. I'm working on advanced rifles right now. Things like that. So like we are currently putting the classes up there, sir. So keep an eye out on it. If there's something that you're wanting on there that hasn't been posted yet, just give me a few more days. By the end of the week, I should have everything that I have written out up there. And then, of course, I'm going to move on to the rest of the year. I'm leaving the fall open for now because I know there's some classes that we don't teach very often that I want to try to sneak into the fall. I want to do something like I want to have vehicle tactics in the fall. That's a good time to do that class. That's when I'll do the next red dot class, most likely. Things like that. So I didn't want to fill out all the fall up with the normal stuff quite yet. Schedule for tactical response classes starting to fill up. More driving and time off. Yeah. Yeah. Advanced shotgun in Arizona. Yeah, man. I will try to reach out to the guy out there in Arizona. Like I said, I can't remember who, but someone has reached out with a new host that was like, "Hey, I've talked to the guy. He said he'd be fine with hosting you." So I just have to reach out to that person and try to make the connection. We'll definitely try to get Arizona on the books come. Yeah, I will. This is not a guarantee, but I haven't done September next year. That's typically when we do our trips out west. So I'd really like to get CUNA squared away. I wouldn't mind going back out to New Mexico to that NRA Whittington Center, Raton. So I kind of want to make that happen. Depending on how this stuff works out with California, some combination of those classes out west, and I will start working on getting Arizona booked. I know you guys are wanting advanced shotgun, obviously, so maybe we'd have to do regular shotgun again as well. We'll figure that out though. Sniper basics would love to take again, and red dot pistol. Yeah, yeah. So sniper basics, man, that's a tough one because no, I guess it's not tough. I could give Jay enough of a lead up to it. I wonder, because Jay had talked about expanding the sniper thing a little bit. I'm already signed up for Arizona and Cali. Hey man, good. That's what I like to hear. He's talked about expanding on the sniper basic stuff a little bit, so I need to get in touch with him and see if we can't work something out with that. But yeah, no, I definitely get another red dot on the books then. Damn guys, it's almost 8 o'clock. I did not realize how fast the time was going. This is a lot of fun hanging out with you. Martin says greetings to Heather. I'll make sure to let her know. Normally she's in the live streams, but she must be slacking off. Miss y'all. Yep, same to you, man. Same to you. But yeah. So anyway, so yeah, guys. Yeah, no problem, man. If you guys have any last minute questions or something like that, anything that you want to throw out before in these last 3 minutes, let's see. Was there anything business wise that I should have talked about? Administrative. You see what I intentionally, I'll tell you what I did have a plan with. I said, I'm not going to turn this live stream into another business spiel. Last week it was like the first 30 minutes. It was just, we were throwing out a whole bunch of like, hey, sign up for this, sign up for that. Mark Curtis says he's still down for this sniper experiment thing. Yep. Casey's checking out. Excellent. Yeah, guys. So, like I said, I talked about I'm working on the 2026 schedule. We have some classes coming up in Kentucky. If you guys are in the area, you want to jump into, I know we're doing pistol and fast and accurate up there. Outside of that, we have what's coming up in October. We also have the immediate action medical in Florida, Texas 2026, whatever classes it is, I'll be there. Yeah, we'll most likely be back in Bastrop. I can't think of I think in all the years I've worked here, we've only not went to Bastrop like once. So, or maybe twice, because I know we didn't last year, I think, but it feels like every other year we've been out there. So definitely be back out in Texas. We'll see what you guys want. I know we had a few guys before talk about wanting to do like a way of something, whether that's the way of the pistol. That was last year, yeah. Way of the pistol or way of the rifle, because that includes our night shoot. The problem with the way of the rifle was the distance, but Russ was like, nah, we can definitely get that sorted out, because we do some longer shots in that class. So cool, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you have, oh shit, hey, we're doing a Labor Day sale. I know some of you guys already know this. It's running until Friday. We do have that's terrible. We're running a Labor Day sale. Awful businessman. 20% off of any classes here in Camden. So $480 will get you a 2-day class here in Camden. It's on the website. You purchase the product, because I can't do coupon codes on the new website right now. Purchase the product. That basically gets you a credit. Way of the pistol. Okay. Hey man, you got it. But that'll get you the credit. Then whenever you're ready to use it, you just send us an email. And with that, this is, thank you again for watching. And remember, this is the way. May have used the Labor Day sale. Yeah, I already saw your order come through, Garrett. Remember, guys, this is the way. I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to press the buttons. Don't mind this over here. Ignore it. Here we go.